Okay, welcome back to Late Night Lately. I'm your host, Chad White. If you didn't know, this is the late night podcast for the website, cpluscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's a website. Go there. Let's get on with the monologue, because I got a long one for you, baby. Fired Fox News anchor Tucker Carlson released a video on his Twitter account rambling on topics including Americans telling the truth and how America is a one-party state, ending the already cryptic video with, "See you soon." Tucker is out here fueling nightmares with the darkest promise possible. No one will see you soon. You're fired. That's why Rupert Murdoch booted you out of there. I mean, can you imagine this guy reading bedtime stories to kids? Harry sat up and gasped. The glass front of the boa constrictor's tank had vanished. The great snake was uncoiling itself rapidly, slithering out onto the floor. People throughout the reptile house screamed and started running for the exits. That's enough for the night, kids. See you soon. President Biden announced this week that he will seek re-election in 2024. Unfortunately, his choices are between the nursing home with the pool or the nursing home with the detached car garages. He's got to keep that stingray on him nearby at all points. Former Vice President Michael Pence appeared before a grand jury investigating Donald Trump for the January 6th insurrection. Apparently, everything's gone smoothly. We're just waiting on ChatGPT to decode the ones and zeros from his fellow robot. It's testimony. The NFL celebrated its first night of the 2023 draft, and wouldn't you know it, all of the players thanked God and their mothers while also spouting the phrase of the night, "I wouldn't be here without her." And with that, I won bingo. Check. First, finally, 4 passenger planes struck birds in 24 hours this past weekend. Amid the engine failures and delays in flight, the worst thing about the entire situation is that I still had to throw away all of that shampoo I just bought. You still got to carry on tiny bottles. And that is the end of the monologue. Late Night Lately episode, what did I just say? 9. I have to start the timer because I forgot to do that. And when Chad gets rolling, oh, baby. We're in it. We're in it for the long haul. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about. Mainly the Corden's final week. So let me pop open YouTube. Let me mute the computer and get to the things I want to talk about. So this week, Desi Lydic hosted The Daily Show. She was, might I say, just fantastic. I mean, ever since D.L. Hughley hosted, who was the weakest link, they have not had any bad people. I would just say D.L. was probably the weakest link out of everyone. And then everybody else did a great job. But it's just she is just a charismatic person. It was so fun to watch her deliver jokes. And I mean, not since... Well, Samantha Bee, obviously Chelsea Handler did the show too, but not since Samantha Bee did I feel that a woman taking on late night just felt so right. Again, Sarah Silverman, Chelsea Handler, Leslie Jones, Wanda Sykes, they were all wonderful. With Desi, it felt like, because she's been a cog in the machine. She's been a part of that for such a long time that. Yeah, that it also just felt it had a different feel compared to those other 4 people with bigger platforms. Let's just say that. Desi Lydic, fantastic. This week in late night, Seth Meyers took on the Tucker Carlson fire ring with a closer look, and it was great to have Seth back and really just dive into this topic and just take down Tucker. I mean, everybody's having fun with it this week, including Desi. The aforementioned Desi, whose Monday night headline monologue was took on Tucker a little bit, and as well as there's a great bit with a woman trying to put a fish in a box that Sarah Huckabee Sanders tweeted out. And then we've got the return of a very funny bit that Seth Meyers does with late night called the surprise inspection. And I will never not enjoy these. These are so funny. Taking a swing at the writers who write the show with their bad jokes that just don't make it. They don't even make it to the cutting room floor. This is just, I thoroughly enjoy the surprise inspection. And if there's a week with surprise inspection, it'll probably be on this. And I'm doing an episode of this show. It'll probably be on this list if I do it. We have the final carpool karaoke. It's with Adele, and I don't know if a video has reached 13 million views so fast, so quickly, in such a little amount of time. I mean, even I was one of those views, and I have not seen all the carpool karaokes. Actually, I was just thinking about this when I was watching the 21-minute, the half-hour carpool karaoke. It was a YouTube original. It wasn't even on the show. But when I was watching it, and I thought to myself, when's the last time I saw a carpool karaoke? And I can't remember. It's not, and again, it's not that I don't like carpool karaoke. I think it's this is stupid, but I think it is probably the greatest thing to happen to late night in the past in the past decade, maybe. I mean, it's such an easy thing, but yeah, I'm scanning through the YouTube playlist. I'm a fan of the Foo Fighters. Well, now I'm a more recent fan within the past couple of years. I'm a fan of Paul McCartney. I think Michael Bublé is great. I like Barbra Streisand and Migos, but I have not watched any of these. I haven't seen not even a second of any of these carpool karaokes. And it's crazy to think. It says they've done 67. In 8 years, they've done 67, and it looks like 8 of those are hidden. They're unavailable or hidden. I mean, it is just fantastic what they've been. Okay, but I don't want to harp on that yet. Let's see. Jimmy Kimmel recalls John Mulaney on how John Mulaney came to live at his guest house. John Mulaney was on Kimmel, and it was it was just a great return to late night for Mulaney, talking about his new special and rehab, and then also why he was living at Jimmy Kimmel's house for a little bit. That's very funny. I didn't even know that happened. Let's see what else. This one. A lot of these are just like for single jokes sometimes. You should see. There's a YouTube playlist I have called Talk Show Bests, and there's let's pretend how many videos are on there. I have to go back to my library, and let's see. I just updated it, not uploaded. I just updated it because I just added a video to it. Talk Show Best. Okay. There's a stand-up version and there's a regular version. Talk Show Best has 263 videos, and I don't know if it's private. Oh, it's public. But there are like a lot of these are like a closer look segments. They're just interviews sometimes, and sometimes they're just like one line in all of these because it's just so funny. Like there's a Jamie Foxx interview from Stephen Colbert from 4 years ago. I don't know what's in that video, but I'm pretty sure if it was funny enough for me to add it to this, then it's funny enough for it to live here. This anyway. So this one was for one joke. Jimmy Fallon talks to Joe Biden. And there's a really good Wordle joke. There's just a fan he had a fake interview with Joe Biden that was made up of clips, but there's a great Wordle joke in there that I didn't understand at first, and then when it solved, I thought it was just such a funny not classic, but just a very good joke. And then Guillermo hosted his own show on Jimmy Kimmel Live during the middle of Jimmy Kimmel's. It's just, I think his monologue. It's so stupid because I was making lunch and then I look up and I see Guillermo's on the screen, and then Vin Diesel stopped by as the guest, which is great because Guillermo also delivered, which is great. Also, Guillermo delivered a monologue. Not great because, but great. And then finally, Amy Poehler and Seth Meyers just had a great time being best friends, talking on Late Night with Seth Meyers. She picked up a check, and she thinks she was hypnotized, and she's just such a great talent. I can't believe that we are graced with her presence, and that is it. That's all I want to talk about for this week in Late Night. Okay, now let's get to the main topic at hand. James Corden had his final week for the Late Late Show. And in fact, I think that is the last time we will see the Late Late Show ever, which is unfortunate. I really enjoy the Late Late Show for what it is. And I mean, each incarnation has been different. And I think that it is the only place in late night where you can do things for no money at all. And James has proven that you can do things with no money, or just have a guest panel and instead of one guest at a time, and just bring in the viewers, and it really brought in, for better or worse, a younger set of people, of viewers, who can watch late night and can enjoy late night. I mean, he and Fallon, their demographics are way different than the demographics of Stephen Colbert and Kimmel, who I'm throwing in there as the older demographics. What 18-year-old is going to be like, I got to watch Kimmel? And then, the viewers of color, they're heading over to the Daily Show. But I look at Corden, and say what you will about the man. I understand that he went to the Writers Guild meeting, and he was like, he advocated this. I don't know the entire story, but he advocated for not paying writers more or something like that, something along those lines. And then also we've heard stories of him being an insufferable person, a diva. However, I'm not excusing any of that. He is still a good talent. He knows how to put on a show. I mean, at least there's that. And it is. I mean, and also, as much as I did not like CBS hiring another white guy to take on late night, he has done some innovative things when it comes to late night, and that's carpool karaoke. He's brought musicality to late night in such a way that there hasn't been with any other show. It seems like fun above all else. It's like the Graham Norton show, but with music, and also less entertaining. And way less drunk. So this past week, actually, I'm just going to scroll back. These past couple of months have been, watching from a cursory glance, and then as time grew closer towards the show ending, I started paying more and more attention. Attention, not intention. But I just. The interviews have been lacking. Let's be real about that. Looking at the views of them, looking at the pairing of the people, they tried to, and I'll point this back to Graham Norton, the other British person hosting a talk show. But when you look at Graham Norton's show and their ability to put people together, let's say Dame Judi Dench and Keanu Reeves. And then, Pedro Pascal, like if they can grab people and put them together and just make the audience and the audience in studio and the audience at home feel one, there was kind of a disconnection between, at least on my part, for me watching at home, watching on YouTube or watching, on cable, and the audience there, because they just seemed so happy-go-lucky to laugh at anything, to clap with anything, to enjoy anything. Even with, quote-unquote bad episode, they would leave going, man, that was the greatest thing in the world. We got to see Ken Jeong and Ben Schwartz, which I don't know if that was a good episode or bad episode because I never saw the clips. But it's, I do think that what they lacked in the interviews, and also, what they lacked in the interviews was made up for with everything else. His interviews, when it was one or two people, I think it was better. When it's one person, oh my gosh, like that, you could really focus in and hone in on that person. But Corden bouncing back and forth between people, having a cue card in his hand and just like going, and you did this. Oh, but you did this. that never felt real and natural. But then again, back to Graham Norton, he bounces around too, but that feels like fun and like as if the conversation is flowing, and he never really ties things together, even though that does happen. What else? What else happened this past couple of weeks? They did Spill Your Guts again. That was great. We still had trailers for the Carpool Karaoke the series. I don't know if that's going to continue going, but I would assume as much. Let's see. Oh, okay. So the big three things that happened in the past week include the last episode, the Adele Carpool Karaoke, and there was a primetime special with Tom Cruise that you can watch on YouTube, which unfortunately is not on Paramount Plus. I tried to watch it on Paramount Plus, and it was not there, so I had to come to YouTube to watch it, where I also watched the Adele thing, and where I did not watch the last episode because I had it recorded. Let's go with the Carpool Karaoke. It was great to see him and Adele. He and Adele actually like have a relationship. They're friends, and she cried and he cried obviously, but they were a part of each other's lives, and that was they went on vacation together. They were really good friends, and that was great to have and to be a part of. It's so funny to like watch Carpool Karaoke. Sometimes they don't drive. You knew Adele was driving at that point. And you could see like police escorts. That was very funny. And then also I went back and I watched like the Blackpink one. And I saw a second of the Bad Bunny one apparently, because I think that's halfway through. But maybe that was before the Adele one. Again, I've never, if I clicked on that one, then I watched it for 3 seconds. That was good. The Carpool Karaoke was great. I don't know if they advertised that during the show, but anyway, it was good. They don't need to. They don't need to advertise it. It's friggin' Adele, and she's just gorgeous. Oh my god. And then there was the primetime special where James got to do a cold open that was him singing a 3-minute song. It was great, pretty funny. And then moving into, he and Tom Cruise hung out with the cast of The Lion King on Pantages at the Pantages Theater in Los Angeles, and that was a good time to see Tom Cruise do some acting. And they did Hakuna Matata by Timon and Pumbaa, and Tom was Pumbaa, and the meerkat was played by Corden. I wonder, they were showing reactions of people in the crowd, and it makes me think, would you recognize Tom Cruise if he was wearing a big warthog hair piece, and you could I see Tom Cruise, I know who he is, but if he was just a guy in a hat at Target, like apparently he was all those years ago, where he just went through it. There's a video of him walking through Target or something like that, and I don't know, whatever. Anyway, then I wouldn't know. I'd just be like he would just be another man to me, another human being. But it was funny. It was funny to see them sing and the practice. But there was this recurring bit of like Tom can't do like improv. Neither can James. But there was this recurring thing of Tom going, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't be here. I'm not built for this. Something stupid. Anyway, it was nice to have a final moment with Tom Cruise. So we got Adele and Tom Cruise. And then the final episode was Harry Styles and Will Ferrell. Why do we have Harry Styles and Will Ferrell? I just don't understand. The episode was genuine and from the heart, and I enjoyed it. It starts with him being locked, with Corden being locked in the stairwell. And then we get to see him run out onto the stage for the last time. Everybody's clapping for him, enjoying the time. We also got a special video from Joe Biden. I just remembered that was very funny and very sweet to have the president do this. And now some people would be like, the president shouldn't be doing this. That's such a that's a cool thing. But if Trump was like still around, Like that would be so like he would Trump would like beg for things like that. Oh, please let me have this. And then that was my Trump. And then the one thing that I just really really loved, there was a 5-minute gag with a pre-tape with all of the late night hosts: Seth Meyers, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, and Corden. And then there was a special appearance by Trevor Noah. Unfortunately, they forgot to bring in Samantha Bee, Amber Ruffin. Who else had a show? What is her name? I forgot. The one who took over Carson. Lily Singh. So they never got to bring in some women. Any Hoosers, but the guys were all at Corden's house, trying to divvy up. Oh, and then Letterman was there, but they were in green screen spirit, and they were all there doing just a very funny thing. I mean, it's just like people can choose and have your favorite late night hosts, but to bring everybody together at this point, that was just such a funny gag to have everybody there, all doing this one thing. So very funny. And then Trevor Noah pops up at the end. Harry Styles and Will Ferrell come in and they destroy the desk that Corden sat at. And quite frankly, I don't know why they were. I mean, they were there obviously because he chose them, and Harry's his friend, and I don't know why Will was there. But it doesn't make sense to me to have one last interview and then just be two people and they're singing the praises of James. But same thing happened when Conan left when Conan left NBC and when Letterman left, and when people leave, that's what they do. And then he sings a song. James sings a song at the end, and he says goodbye. All in all, I do think it was successful, and I do think he changed late night for the better. Definitely pushed them into the digital era in a way. Like Kimmel started the digital era, and then Corden like ushered it. Like he really, really ushered it along and pushed it into a place where it needs to be. Same thing for Fallon. I mean, it's just we're going to be saying the same thing for Fallon whenever he retires in a couple of years. I mean, it's great to see. Unfortunately, the last couple of, at least like the last year and change, has just seen. No, the last couple. No, I mean, I'm scrolling back. Let me keep scrolling back. I mean, we have just seen just a drop in the views for the show, and at some point, it kind of feels like, and I'm just looking at clips from 5 months ago, but it kind of feels like the show's on autopilot. But that's the thing with these late night shows; you have to make it feel like it's a new thing every single night. For a successful late night show, for a show to be successful, that's why these bits have to work, because you got to say, hey, I'm doing this every night, and this is something new, and like, hey, you've never seen the show before. This is how it's supposed to look, or this is what was in my mind. And I don't know. It's tough because we've seen him be a diva. We've got proven knowledge and records of this, but he's definitely done things that are good for late night. Will the late show as a whole be missed? Yeah, it will be. It's gonna be something. It's something that has been here for a very long time, and we are. I mean, it's an institution going away, and will at midnight be able to take over that slot and prove that late night can still be a viable option, late night type things? Because at some point, it kind of like at midnight, if you kind of think about it, if it was never a show before, you just have the concept, it feels as if it's one thing, one sketch premise on a late show, on a Tonight Show, on a late night, on a Kimmel Live, and it's just you get three comedians and you do jokes about the topics of the day. But can that sustain a time slot like 11 or 12:37? even if it's 30 minutes or if it's 40 minutes, an hour. Will it be able to do what CBS wants it to do in lieu of not bringing back the Late Late Show? Because again, I don't think Late Late Show would cost that much money. Why? I don't see why forcing it out of here. If you want it to do better, if you want better views and everything, then shake it up reinvent it. Shake it up with somebody new. And somebody who doesn't look like one of the Jameses already. I mean, the faith that they're giving to The Daily Show to possibly have two hosts or to even do this guest hosting thing. I mean, look at the guest hosting when the Late Late Show, before they chose James Corden, look at the guest hosting there. I mean, people still talk about that to this day. People talk about the Adam Pally, Ben Schwartz episode. So maybe it's time to, I don't know, bring something along those lines back. You see a return in ratings for The Daily Show. We're saying, like, you see just it's exploded in ratings. You'll keep the fans, because just in short, I think there is continued room for the Late Late Show. Look at Craig Ferguson. People still fondly talk about his tenure because it was allowed to be broken in terms of money, and just an out of this world extraordinary thing, because it seemed like the network didn't even know it was still on, and yet he would get these A-listers and the B-listers and the C-listers and just have fun and talk to them and be raunchy and be a cheeky little bugger. In short, Late Late Show with Corden, success. It was a success. And I mean that's all I can think about in terms of this show. I mean, I don't know. He's going back to England, and he's taking the history of Late Late Show with him. I'm trying to scroll back and see when's the last time they had consecutive, triple-digit numbers on videos. When I was a young warthog. I mean, just hearing Tom Cruise sing. When he got up on stage, I thought, I don't know if this guy's going to be able to do this. He was down, though. He was very down. I'm a year back right now, and it doesn't look like they've had consistent numbers for a long time. Because unfortunately, that's what really matters, is these numbers, and it's so stupid. So stupid. Anyway, it was great to see that happen. Listen, if you like what you heard here and you want to see a video version of the show, go to youtube.com/CPlusComedy. Or hold on, let me start over. If you like what you heard here, head to cpluscomedy.com, where you can see where you can listen to other podcasts, including the LinkedIn logs, where I try to become the number one LinkedIn influencer, as well as an number one OnlyFan. You can listen to the Constitutionals podcast, which is the premier entertainment business news podcast for the website. If you want to see a video version of the show, head to youtube.com/cpluscomedy. I also talk to comedians on cpluscomedy.com, and I have interviews called The Interviews that live, the video version, live on youtube.com/cpluscomedy, and you can watch our premiere show, video show News Time, which is like The Daily Show, except way less funny. You can follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all those platforms at cpluscomedy. Follow me at Chad Black White. Thank you for listening. Good job on 1,200 episodes, Corden. And we'll see what happens in Late Night next week. Okay. Bye.